Mike, the impacts all the way up into the Appalachians have been tremendous, and our Justin Michaels has been all over the place.
He has. Justin, you're back just now from Florida. Right. What did you see there in some of these barrier communities?
Well, yeah, guys, woke up this morning in Tampa, and that's because we were down on Anna Maria Island the day before. We were talking with folks. We were seeing that tremendous amount of sand. I was standing on sand piles there on that barrier island that were as big as a building. And this, of course, all came in from Helene. Remember, this is a part of the country that dealt with 2 hurricanes in less than 2 weeks.
Everything came in. I had limbs from the trees across the street in this house.
Rita Levine feels it's her privilege to own Emma's Cottage, one of Anna Maria, Florida's well-known painted ladies. 4 cottages built in the early 1900s. These buildings saw the worst of Hurricane Helene's storm surge on September 26th.
I don't know how the water could come in and turn my washer and dryer on their side and upend sleeper sofa. It's just the might of that, the weight of that. It's just glad we weren't here when it happened.
Not even 2 weeks later, Hurricane Milton hit Florida's west coast.
Something hit this side. We have a broken window. Obviously, we have all this damage. I don't know how the wind whipped around 100-mile-plus winds.
Hurricane Helene's catastrophic storm surge coming in off the Gulf of Mexico destroyed properties and brought a tremendous amount of sand inland on Anna Maria Island's west side. While on the east side of Anna Maria Island, Milton's offshore hurricane-force winds caused extensive damage.
It was like a gut punch that we didn't need for sure.
Holmes Beach Police Chief William Tokajer took us on a sobering tour of the battered Anna Maria Island.
90 to 100% of our one-story buildings had between 3 and 4 feet of water in them from Helene. So we were happy we didn't get that with Milton, but we did get a lot of wind, and we lost a lot of roofs.
The 1-2 punch from both storms being felt by businesses as well.
98% of our small mom and pop businesses, they got destroyed, and this is their livelihood. So that concerns me. So I'm trying to get out to the people to say, support your local businesses. The minute they open back up, we've got to support them.
The double hurricane hit may have been too much for Emma's Cottage. The entire structure is beginning to sag in the middle. It may need to be torn down.
It's going to be emotional to do that. I'm not quite there yet.
Despite that possibility, Rita is trying to keep things in perspective.
You hear this over and over wherever there's a catastrophe. You know, New York strong, Atlanta strong, everybody's strong. We're hearing Anna Maria strong, humanity strong, humanity strong. You know, people survive these things, and we'll survive this, and we'll help other people survive the next thing too.
It's important to remember how many people call those islands home, and it's easy to say, well, then don't live there. But it's everybody we talked to had the exact same argument for that. There are people who live in areas that get tornadoes. There are people who live in areas that are overrun by wildfire. There are areas that get tremendous rains. Things happen everywhere. And in this instance, it happened there twice in 2 weeks, guys.
You had mentioned you had never seen that much sand.
No.
So how much harder is it to clean up now the sand than just the water that obviously recedes, but the sand doesn't?
The sand didn't, and something we learned from some of the officials there on the island is that sand can't just be put back on the beach. They have to clean it, okay? They have standards they have to go through before it goes back onto the beach. And I was standing on piles of sand, like I said, that were as large as a building. And that wasn't just one. They were everywhere. So they're going to have to clean a tremendous amount of sand before it ever gets back on the beach.
Wasn't debris removal the first thing that had to happen before anything else could come in?
The piles of debris are as big as the sand piles. It's a mess. It's a mess.
It really is in a long, long road recovery, if they can even recover in some instances, as you mentioned with the woman in the piece there. Here are ways you can donate to disaster relief, and we're back after this.
Thank you.